big saga out of the 18 on more games that are in the entire saga. But I'm going to be playing 8 because it's my favorite and it's my favorite extra stage as well. So, and of course, it has my favorite character. So if you guys don't know what Touhou is or Touhou, bullet hell, dodging, pure dodging bullets and trying to have the best reactions. So yeah, I'm gonna be counting down myself. So I'm going in 3, 2, 1, go. This timer is just for the sake of it, you know?
It's a really nice aesthetic one.
Yep.
So this is Touhou. A good majority of them play the same as the others. Main premise is you can see these little cards or blocks or that Jim's collecting. The red ones are pretty much the main important one here for the extra stage. You can see every time Jim collects a red piece, it increases his power on the right side of the corner, right side of the screen. I believe 128 is the max.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, 120 is the max, and once you get that maximum, then you just, of course, you deal the most damage. And essentially, there's other rankings there, like time and extra lives. Extra lives especially just for, survival purposes, but time doesn't matter too much in the extra stage. And there's also an ability to use bombs, which is essentially a screen wiping a move. If the bullet hell gets too intensive, you have upwards to 3 bombs per life if you need to get out of a risky situation.
And the thing is with bombs is you can, if you get hit, you have a few frames to bomb, and it's called a death bomb. In this game, the window is wider, and it costs 2 bombs to death bomb because they will typically do more damage. And but you can also death bomb when you have 1 bomb. So bombs are very good in this run. Very good.
You can see how intense this looks just by face value. But so your character here, Reimu, the character sprite is pretty big, but the hitbox is pretty deceiving. What you should be looking at is the tiny little circle inside of your character. That's technically the hitbox. So it'll look like there's moments where you're technically touching the sprite of the bullets, but as long as your little dot isn't touching them, you're good.
Yeah, the dot is very, very small. It's even smaller than it looks. With the character Jim is playing right now, the dot is even smaller than in other characters. So he has like a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, so this is the mid fight. There's 3 spells that this fight can take. They essentially have a fixed pattern for the most part, but as chaotic as it gets, it's pretty hard to kind of maneuver through the bullets. But there are strategies for for people who've been playing Touhou for a long time. There are ways to maneuver around them with enough practice. This game has a built-in practice mode, which is really useful.
Yeah, it lets you practice the main attacks, the spell cards of this game.
There's also practice patches made, like external practice patches such as Touhou practice, that are useful for like games that don't have their own built-in spell practice. That's the case of Touhou 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, and 12, because from 13 and onwards they have their own spell practice. And look at this, you can just stay bottom left, and this is a safe spot.
Yeah.
So the hitbox is so small, you can abuse it.
This is only doable with this shot type I'm using, Reimu Yukari or Border Team. And there she is, best character.
Jim likes to dub the best team in this game as the Scarlet Piss Beam team, Scarlet team, because when she's not full power, she is pissing in a beam.
Had to bomb there because I got hit. Not the best start, but let's see. There is still 1 extra life that I can get, the last one to 666 points that you can see on top left. I ran straight into it.
In this spell card, there's actually a like what you can do is you can go right up the center for the start, and then as soon as the like the red swords form a path, you can go in between them, and they will be consistent. There's a lot there's a lot of things that seem like reaction in this that are actually not. Like you can plan around them very well.
We're gonna
Because
misdirect.
this game,
Yeah. So we're gonna misdirect the
misdirect.
birds. So yeah, about this game, actually, this is the first extra stage I've ever beaten. In all of Touhou, I've beaten all of the extra stages to date from, I mean, from the Windows era, because there's PC98 games as well, and I still have yet to beat Touhou 2 and 5 extra stages. But from the Windows era, all the main games I have beaten all of the extra stages, from 6 to 18.
What a beast.
Yeah, and I believe Jim has gone on record multiple times how this song is pretty much one of, if not like the best song. Like, it's like it connects to him in a spiritual level.
Yep, pretty much. There's like a really long story about me and this song that goes way back to 2011. No, I mean it's too long for me to be telling the story right now, but it's basically I found out about this song way back in the day, but then again when I lost it, and then I just knew the song, like how it sounded, but I never knew from where it was from. And then some years later, I got to know a person from the speedrun community that likes Touhou a lot. Shout out to Hopefulness if he's here. I got to know him, and he's a huge Touhou fan. And then I got into Touhou again thanks to him, and I recognized this song, and I was the happiest man in Earth.
May I remind you people that this man is telling a story while avoiding 10,000 bullets while doing a good job at it too. Like, this is like insane stuff right now.
Jim is a Chad. Though that last spell was cheesable, because
Yep.
the blue bullets that come from the top don't hit you as low as they seem, and the blue bullets from the bottom also don't hit you as low as they seem.
So this is HMD.
It's still not easy.
Okay, HMD, Honest Man's Death. You saw me go right through a laser, but that's the intended thing. You have to go to the direction that the laser is coming from, so you can just go through it. I remember having like a technical explanation for this one, but I forgot.
Yeah, like the main thing is like when that laser is coming towards you, you should not be idle. You should not be stationary to avoid that. So you have to kind of just throw yourself to it to avoid getting hit.
Like the first times whenever you're doing that spell card, it's scary because I mean it's literally a laser coming right at you, and you don't know how to react.
Right, and you may jump the gun with it. It almost like tracks where you are. So like if you are not where you are when the laser goes off, you're not gonna get hit. You have to just like move towards it, and you should be fine for that one. This one is kind of tough.
It is.
The woo, like woohoo, yeah.
Literally, it's literally the name. Woo.
Because in this game, the bigger the bullets are, the smaller their hitbox is relative to the sprite size. So like those droplet hitboxes are actually very big, like relative to their sprite. It's almost like the whole sprite for those droplets.
This is all about micro dodging.
Yeah, you really have to know the hitboxes for this one. The flame hitboxes are much smaller than they seem, but it's still tough. And like if you see those like big circle hitboxes in the middle, those are very small. They're really not much bigger than the flames, even though they seem a lot bigger than the flames.
This is the impossible non-spell. It's one of the fastest attacks in all of Touhou.
Yeah. This is insane.
Only it's similar speed to Gengetsu's timeout phase when it gets to the worst stage in Touhou 4 extra stage. So this is like literally one of the toughest, like the non-spell we saw before was one of the toughest in all of Touhou in terms of bullet speed. And this is one of the most infamous spell cards from Moko as well, Fukuyama Volcano. And that's a capture. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like almost avoiding 2 different sets of bolas, and then the next set is essentially they explode again, but then they have like different spreads coming out of them. But this one is you can just tap up and you can avoid this gigantic spread coming whenever they spawn, at least for the first bit of it.
Yeah, the blue arrows specifically, because you can't damage her, so you just have to wait it out. Actually, this one, Jim actually cued me into this earlier. If you tap to the beat of the music in this spell, right here, you will avoid it. Avoid these blue arrows, like just barely. So just like, if you can have rhythm with the music, you will dodge it. And that's just like a showcase of one of the coolest things about Touhou. Because Touhou's like a shooting game, a rhythm game, and a fighting game all combined in one. And there's the rhythm game aspect.
That's a pretty good analogy. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, I think of this shit when I'm drugged.
Okay, but like, this is a survival spell card. Like every single extra stage boss has a survival spell card. You have to survive for like 90 something seconds here. This is 3 different spaces, and I got the capture. Pretty good.
Yeah, they'll at least have one per. Moko has one in the main one. There's another one.
That's There's a possibility of me getting another survival or last spell in this game, imperishable shooting. I don't know if I'm gonna get imperishable shooting because I didn't get Tsukino Wakasa or Wu, and I bombed in one of Kane's as well.
Oh, do Kane's count towards
Yeah.
the... Okay, I see. Bark, bark.
See, even the dog's getting into this action right now.
Let's go, the dog knows what's good.
It's imperishable
The
shooting
dog-
time.
The dog wears pants, just like Moko.
Okay, so this is just a survival section. The boss is pretty much defeated, but if you play well enough, you can get to an extra phase where you do another, maybe another minute of survival. And it's essentially just brownie points if you can survive all of this.
Yeah, it's 7. If you get 7 spell cards captured, which is like the main attack, so the health bar is red, you will get this imperishable shooting spell card, which is very hard.
I am not trying to safe spot this one. Ah, Christ, yeah, I tried.
Yeah,
Uh,
GG.
yeah, so basically like, I mean, this would be definitely helpful for like, if you're going after a score, a really high score,
Yeah.
just surviving through all of that.
And capturing imperishable shooting means that you can unlock a last word in this game as well. Last words are those super hard spell cards that are not part of the main game or the extra stage. They're completely separate. Only I think on this game, curiously. But yeah, that's the Touhou 8 extra stage. Like, it's all about like precise dodging and reactions. That's pretty much it. And let's see how the score is. 1
Well, more
point
than that,
for 9.
it's learning. You gotta just learn everything. Pretty much. Like, if you learn everything, you won't have to depend on reactions as much. It's more like a,
Oh, wonderful.
what's it called? Fuck if I know.
It's more about like
It's a lot of learning. You have to grind
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I think an appropriate name is suffice.
okay, FAST4ZAX. 279, 9 spell kills
Nice, it
capture, 2 misses, 7 bombs, and that's like the result score. I got 3 extra stage, and yeah, that's it. That's Touhou 8. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a really impressive showcase. I can't imagine for probably 90% of people watching can get through that, like at least in the first go. That kind of gauntlet takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, it's a long stage with 10 and potentially 11 spell cards. So there are people out there that have done this without bombing or losing any life. So yeah, so some people are just really good at the game. But yeah, that was the Touhou 8 showcase. I once again hope you guys enjoyed it, and I recommend you guys, if this is your kind of game, then yeah, give it a try or something. And if this is not your kind of game, then I recommend listening to the OST of the Touhou saga. It's basically one of the best OSTs in the entire world of video games, in my opinion. No bias at all.
Yeah, it fits the gameplay style to a T. Like
Yeah.
it is like if you're not interested in Touhou through the gameplay itself, if you listen to the music, you may actually be interested in the gameplay again. But if
Yeah.
you're not, the music is just good enough.
But yeah. Yeah, but that was it, and I don't know who's... Oh, I think I know what's next. It's the Sonic 1 Blitzes race between Frozen and Supersonic, right?
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to them as well for letting me go earlier. Shout out to those both Fro and Supersonic, but yeah, listen to Touhou music, play Touhou, and that's it. See ya, guys.
And somehow get Fumos
Oh,
for
get-
MSRP.
Oh, of course, get promos. Yeah, and oh yeah. And of course, like, shout out to my commentators as well, both Joey and Falco. Love you guys.
Yeah, man, good shit. I'm glad you were able to do this at the time you wanted and with the skill you wanted, approximately.
Yeah. Yeah, let's make way for the Sonic 1 Blitzes race. My name was Jim2hu.
Let's go, Sonic!
And let's go Sonic 1.
Big Chongus!